Got a job for anyone with a ready gun hand and empty pockets. There's an inspector looking into the murder of Halcyon Helen. My client wants you to cross them off. Don't worry about subtlety. In fact, don't be subtle. Just make sure that once you agree to the job, you visit the rearmost by a bunk. Put on the uniforms you find folded beneath the mattress, and after that, feel free to cause a ruckus. Be sure to let them know Slug's territory is off limits. Reward is 40,000 bits, plus all the enhancing chemicals you could ever want. You deserve it. Ooh, 314 DPS revolver? It's... weird.
Reminds me of Moreau's. Just a bit.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know what to make of Sublight Underground. Or Slug, I guess. I can't shake the feeling they had some... This port seems real busy. I wonder if they're trying to compete with the Groundbreaker.
Hey, I saw your ship. The Unreliable, right? It's a real beauty.
What do you want?
You're Black Hole Birdie, right?
Shh! Not so loud! How'd you know it was me?
I'm an inspector. I'm a dang good one.
Yeah, that makes sense. You must be a good one to sniff me out. I'm in no mood to sign autographs, and I hate disappointing fans. So I'm lying low. You know, incompleto.
It's a very nice hat.
Yeah, really makes you look like a famous tossball player in a hat.
Oh, what's it matter? Helen's gone. She's gone and nothing I do will bring her back. I've been trying to find who did this. That's what she would do. Track down the killer and bring them to justice. But I'm stumped. And not very clever. Being bright was always Helen's thing.
Maybe I can help. I was hired to solve Helen's murder.
Oh, so you're the inspector. Hope you have more luck figuring things out than me. You probably want to ask me some questions, huh? I'm sure you're asking everybody questions, so you can find Helen's killer.
Mm-hmm.
So, how do I help?
What were you doing the night Helen died?
I was getting blotto with the rest of the Rangers.
What?
You know, soaked, muddled, preserved.
Drunk is the medical term.
Ah.
The team noticed I was in a bad way when I got back to the hotel. When I told them Helen and I were Splitsville, they wanted to cheer me up. We were up the pole afore evening. The hotel staff said we was bothering the other guests on account of all the crying and yelling and practice body tackling. Zeke said we should move elsewhere, get some air.
Okay. Probably a good call.
We ended up at the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve. I think somebody wanted to pet a woolly cow. There was this one cow off away from the others. Zeke figured it'd be a laugh to get her drunk. One thing led to another, and I think we might have maybe, you know, stolen her.
What'd you steal a cow for?
I don't know. We were drunk, and we made bad choices. She was all alone. I know how that feels now. It's so hard to be all by your lonesome. My memory's a little muddled after that. I guess me and the team got split up, because I know I was on my own at the pilot house for a time.
Could anyone from the pilot house back that up?
I reckon not. See, I went to the weather station. I was looking for where Helen stashed her datapad for safekeeping, right?
Okay.
She'd asked me to get it, mind. I wasn't stealing. I'm no thief.
And did you find it?
Sure did. Only there was a guard out there who found me. She started yelling about how I was trespassing and in serious trouble. Thing is, it was real dark out there. So dark, she couldn't tell who I was.
You sure this guard couldn't ID you?
Real sure. It was dark as night gets. Plus, I've got small veins. Anyway, I didn't much feel like trying to explain why I was out there, or why I was drunk, and holding someone else's datapad, and also maybe crying a little, so I booked it. Ran like the Rangers were down by 3, and I just bronzed the toss ball in the Friday zone.
Did anyone see you that night? Think hard. Anyone. Anywhere else.
Yeah, I mean, no. Nope. No one else.
Having a witness only benefits you, unless you have something to hide.
I don't. All we did was talk, I swear. It's just, I don't want to tell you. I'll get in trouble.
Not having a witness puts you in much bigger trouble.
Look, I talked to Auric, okay? Auric West. Hangs out around the Spaceport. He's the one who taught me the breathing exercises I use to calm down.
Thanks. I'll follow up with Auric.
That sounds like a good idea. So now you have the whole story. After I talked to Auric, I went back to the hotel. Woke up the next morning with Helen's datapad in my hand and the hangover to end all hangovers. Don't know if I'll ever drink again.
Any advice for next time, Ellie?
A shot of Spectrum mixed in a Gigantor energy drink first thing in the morning. Works like a charm.
I think that probably counts as drinking, but thanks, ma'am. Anyway, you ought to take Helen's
Thank you.
datapad. Maybe you'll have better luck understanding her notes. Either she was writing in code or I'm dumber than a bag of hammers. I tried for hours to crack her notes, but it's like I said. Being bright was Helen's thing.
Thanks. I'll take a look at them.
Okay. And listen, I want to help you find her killer, Inspector. I knew Helen better than anybody. And it'd be handy to have a guy like me around, in case anybody gives you trouble.
Sorry, Birdie. It's better if you're not involved.
I get it. I'll head back to the Grand Colonial then. Unless you need me for anything else?
No, you're free to go. And I did that entire thing aiming this gun at his head. Yeah. That is why I'm the bad cop.
Buy a bunk, huh? I think I'll stick to my cabin, thanks.
Return to route, rent a unit.
Hey, pal. Over here. Hey there. You looking to unwind, friend? Maybe you're on your way to the bar for a good time? Maybe you're interested in something a little better than beer or Adreno? Something with a little more kick?
What are you selling?
The name's Auric. I deal in, shall we say, holistic pharmaceuticals, natural substances and the like. You know, alternative stuff. Wow. I know. Ooh, it came out of the ground. That's where worms live. I get it. I do. Why go for that homegrown shit when you could be pumping your body full of effort accelerators? Says it right on the Anti-Cleo's box. Better than nature, right? Well, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret, pal. Those pharmaceuticals the corporations manufacture, not all of them are as good for you as the board wants you to believe.
Yeah, I've noticed as much.
Alternatives. That's the way to go, pal. Trust me. No matter what ails you, I got what you need.
What kind of alternatives do you sell?
What do I sell? I've got premium shit, my friend. Vitamins like you wouldn't believe. Calcium, vitamin D, reverse vitamin D. I got everything, my friend. You got stress problems? I got stress solutions. Aromatherapy eases the mind. Diluted mantisaur essence, best kept secret in the business.
It's probably just ground up fast ration pills. Or it's the real thing, which is an incredibly dangerous hallucinogen that tastes disgusting.
And if you're a real freak, techniques to calm yourself by fooling your own mind. If they can tame the rage of a certain well-known tossball star, they can help anybody.
I'd like to ask you some questions about, Birdie Holcomb.
Wait, you ain't a sheriff, right? You gotta tell me if you're a sheriff.
I'm a freelance inspector brought in to investigate the death of Halcyon Helen.
I'll be honest, I don't really know where that puts us.
I'm not here to bring you any trouble. Sorry. Me either. And I'm not going to arrest someone if I don't even know if that's allowed.
Can't argue with that logic. Yeah, I know, Birdie. What do you want to know?
Heard you taught Birdie some breathing techniques?
Yeah, that was me. Birdie's got a temper, but he's not a bad kid, you know? He's trying to work on it.
How do you know Birdie?
He may or may not buy alternatives from me from time to time. A little diluted mantisaur essence here, a little vitamin B negative there.
What for?
He's stressed out of his mind, the poor guy. Everyone knows his name. Can't turn around without having to sign an autograph. Then you throw in playing tossball for a living. Violence like that, it does things to a body. It does things to the head.
What do you mean tossball does things to the head?
Come on. Birdie's a damn good hacker, but taking that many blows to the noggin would scramble anyone's upstairs business. I know it's knocked a few of his memories loose. I worry about him, that's all. He's a good kid. Got a good heart.
Was Birdie with you the night Halcyon Helen was killed?
Yeah. Damn shame about that. Birdie thought the world of Helen, you know. He showed up drunk at my place wanting to talk about the breakup. Helen dumped him, he said. Boy, was he in a bad way. I'd never seen him like that before. We talked for a while, and when he felt better, I sent him back to the hotel. Told him to drink more water and get some sleep.
That's all for now. Thank you. Interesting. What does that mean? Why do you have ladders up to your vents? This is someone's bunk? Hunting rifle hyper? Let's see what that looks like. Wow. Look at that scope. That scope is literally just a telescope mounted on top of the barrel. Why? Elite Troop Armor Platinum. 113. Oh my goodness. Okay. And then light assault rifle Mark III. 1200. Yeah, I don't, no. It's a, it. Okay, is that it? No, there's... That's sealed. Okay, that is it. Wow. What's this? Deadeye Assault Rifle 3. Well... If that's 792, this is probably, like, automatic.
Not a peep from me.
And down we go. Okay. Well, that feels good. Constable. Okay. Administrator Ludovico. So, we should probably check this out before we go and report to the administrator. So back to the inside. So we need to talk to our coroner. And then from the coroner, we need to report into the administrator for our next steps. Oh, okay. So I need to get up there somehow. Not quite sure how. There it is.
Never mentioned anything.
Okay. Pardon me. Coming through. Into the med center. These are replacement models of the discrepancy amplifier fitted with backups of its logic module. Label reads, in case of a careless inspector. Nice. Doctor.
Inspector, not a moment too soon. I've just finished my autopsy report.
Let's hear it.
Ruth Bellamy was killed by plasma damage to the upper vertebrae, the occipital bone, and the cerebellum. If it's any consolation, her death was instantaneous and painless.
It's good news.
I've also discovered a poisonous compound in Miss Bellamy's stomach lining ingested during her last meal. Toxic, but not enough to kill her. Spencer
Okay.
Woolrich complained of a stomach ailment around the same time period. I assumed he was being, you know, Spencer. But now I'm not so sure.
Someone was obviously. I should go speak with Spencer then.
Conversations with Mr. Woolrich tend to spontaneously transform into monologues. You'll find him on the VIP guest floor.
Thank you.
I'd best return to work, Inspector. Autopsies always whet my appetite, and all this talk of food is distracting me.
I'll be back. Okay. So I think we're gonna pop both persuade and lie up to 60 here, because sure. And then perks. Level up. Let's increase our that's with no... let's just increase our armor rating because we can. We do what we must because we can. So now we need to go to the VIP floor. Bunk. That was a delayed reaction.
What floor would you like to visit?
I'd like to visit the VIP guest floor.
Oh, so sorry, but you're not actually authorized to visit that floor. What authorized floor can I bring you to?
Bring me to the penthouse suite.
Next up, the finest seat in the house.
I need to get permission to go to the VIP guest floor. Fine.
Inspector,
Managed to track down Black Hole Birdie.
I'm pleased to hear that. Bertie Holcomb is a valuable asset to the Rizzo's Rangers property. When Helen was murdered, Bertie was nowhere to be found. The timing of his disappearance is unfortunate.
Mm-hmm. Even if he didn't kill Helen, Bertie's done some reckless things.
Oh, dear law. Please tell me there wasn't another woolly cow involved.
Okay, so you know about the cow.
Yes, I know about the woolly cow. Constable Keene had Bertie's teammates arrested for unauthorized inebriation of livestock. Bertie himself was nowhere to be found during the incident. Ironically, if Keene had arrested him, he'd have the perfect alibi.
Mm-hmm.
Be plain with me, Inspector. Do you believe Black Hole Bertie killed Helen?
It's possible. I'm still investigating my leads.
Understood. I appreciate your candor. I'd like you to continue your investigation. Notify me as soon as you're ready to make a formal accusation.
By the way, Bertie agreed to stay at the Grand Colonial.
I appreciate that. I'd rather keep Bertie within the public eye than let him languish in a bar at the docks. If you're through investigating Bertie, I recommend looking into Cedric Kincannon. He's been entirely too comfortable since we began this investigation. I don't trust Cedric when he's comfortable.
I'll be back.
What floor would you like to visit?
I'd like to visit the VIP guest floor.
Sorry, but you're not actually authorized to visit that floor. What authorized floor can I bring you to?
That's exit the Grand Colonial. Okay, well, let's go ahead and talk to Cedric first, since we're already outside. Apparently talking to...
Incoming! Don't you frown! Make you smile!
I just want to be your friend!
That's the last of them!
Well, that wasn't fun. Yeah, I feel like missing everything. That is indeed true. Time to talk to Cedric, and then we need to figure some things out. So, Why do we need to be granted access to the VIP guest floor? Shouldn't we have full access to everywhere within reason?
You got an appointment?
No.
You're not allowed up with no appointment. Unless you want to chat with...
I'm torn. I despise rudeness toward Eileen, who is entirely invaluable to Slug, and yet I do enjoy this bold, dare I say brash, approach you're taking. Now then, here for my alibi, I assume?
Later. First, I want an explanation for that nonsense outside.
Another murder? Drunk Raptidons? Black Hole Birdie practicing his hacking in the middle of the street? Stop me if it's one of those, or I'll just keep guessing.
I had a run-in for some Slug agents.
Sounds as though you've already sorted it out yourself.
They're dead, if that's what you mean.
Perhaps you haven't sorted out as much as I'd thought. In short, Slug has not sent anyone to rough you up, Inspector. That would be acting against our own self-interest. Now ask yourself this. Why would anyone give thugs Slug gear and send them after you?
Clearly, whoever's behind this wants to pit me against Slug.
Right again, Inspector. But I can't fathom who would benefit from tarnishing my reputation like that. Can you?
If you have a theory, spit it out.
Oh, that's good. That's very good, Inspector. I like this. Dominant, aggressive, The man in charge. I don't want to accuse anyone without hard evidence, though it may be worth noting Ludovico has motivation in spades. So, as you've deduced, I did not send anyone from Slug after you, nor is it likely they assigned themselves that task. Still, I am sorry for the trouble, Inspector. With that settled, I assume you'll want to know where I was the night of Helen's murder.
Let's hear it.
Let's see. That night, I was... torturing Elliot Nasser for information on missing cargo. That was a messy one. Didn't break until nearly noon the next day. Can you imagine?
When you say break?
His spine, specifically. If you'd like to know the exact vertebrae, I'm afraid I don't know. I can tell you he's quite dead. Not that it matters much. You'd be a fool to believe me, regardless of what I told you. People lie, and I am, incriminatingly, people.
Indeed you are. So your alibi is that you were busy murdering someone else.
Which, as I said, you should not trust. If it helps, however, you might consider pursuing not my means, but my motive. Why in the name of the architect would I kill Halcyon Helen? She was making me a fortune.
So Helen's death is a net loss for Slug?
I'm considering a line of commemorative merchandise. Still, that's nothing compared to what Helen would have made us in the long run. I'd offer to assist you in your work, but I have a mystery of my own to solve, I'm afraid.
Anything I should look into?
You may very well want to. This particular trouble strikes me as not unrelated to your investigation.
More quests!
Items are disappearing from Slug's storage and processing warehouse. The thefts began a week before Helen's unfortunate death, and there have been more instances since. Before you ask, I know the difference between cargo going missing and cargo going missing. This is the latter.
Okay, what's gone missing, specifically?
Nothing unsavory, and nothing Ludovico shouldn't know about, if that's your concern. I'm quite serious when I say Slug is a legitimate business. As to the specifics, I'm not sure. The warehouse foreman should be able to tell you.
Okay.
Before you ask, I know the difference between cargo going missing and cargo going missing. This is the latter.
And what's the connection to Helen's murder?
I'm not sure. I'm only confident there is one. That the theft began mere days before Helen's untimely demise is an extraordinary coincidence. I'm not a man who believes in happenstance, Inspector. I do not trust it.
Well, guess I can't guarantee the theft isn't related to the murder.
I certainly wouldn't take that bet. Regardless, this will be fun. You out in the field, chasing down leads. Me, scheming in my office, preparing to unspeakably mangle the perpetrator.
Yeah. Just no unspeakable mangling in front of me. Please.
I would never. Company secrets and all that. You'll want to speak with Ella Tinsley, the warehouse foreman. I've cleared her as a suspect myself, but should she refuse to cooperate, shoot her. No, I'm joking. If she won't cooperate, tell me and I will shoot her. And do feel free to search my office for clues while you're here. Don't hold back on my account.
Thank you. I'll get on that. Some nice guns you have. I have one.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
That's kind of what I thought. Something seemed a little odd.
A cursory fingerprint analysis shows this display case was recently opened or closed.
Gun on the bottom looks special. Has it been customized?
Confirmed. The grip has been modified for a specific wielder, most likely the rifle's owner. Additionally, the plasma rifle sights appear to have been realigned to better accommodate a shooter with slight myopia in one eye.
Analyze the fingerprints further.
The fingerprints belong to Cedric Kincannon.
Just making sure. It's like, as I expected. Not that someone could have accessed the cabinet using gloves, you consider, but the simplest solution is often the right one.
Oh, admiring my rifle. Had it custom fitted by a woman on Monarch.
Huh, nice.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. This copy of TK contains 142 fewer pages than a standard copy. The missing pages were likely removed to create sufficient space for the hidden listening device inside.
Short range, transmission capabilities. The receiver must be somewhere nearby.
You figured that out just by looking at it? Huh. We ought to talk shop one of these days.
Inspector, please consider speaking into the device in order to trace the transmission and reveal the receiver's location. Poor woolly cow impression transmitted. Transmission analysis complete. While the precise location of the receiver could not be pinpointed, it has been narrowed down to a smaller, approximate range.
How long has this been here?
Analysis inconclusive. However, there is a minor accumulation of dust particles present on the book's uppermost surface.
Examine the surrounding area.
The area within a 0.5 meter radius of the book possesses a dust coating comprised of at least twice the number of particles.
It's not very dusty then. Must have been placed fairly recently.
That is highly likely, Inspector.
What's that you found? No, wait, don't tell me. Let's save it for the big reveal once you've solved the case.
I won't take your Adreno. There seem to be a surprising number of ladders to places that really shouldn't have ladders in this area, in this place. Take some more light ammo, thank you. And some mag picks too, always nice to have. Receiver. Okay, so someone's listening in to his
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Transmission endpoint discovered. The receiver in this book matches the transmitter to the listening device found in Cedric's office. It's somewhat grime-covered.
Yeah. Any clues as to who put it there?
Due to the high level of foot traffic in this area, this unit is unable to determine who placed
That's what
the
I thought.
device.
Yeah. How long has this been on the ground?
Based on the accumulated mix of sludge and detritus, the receiver has been present since approximately a week before Helen's death.
Yeah, I'll take the receiver. Ugh. And one more place to check out. Talk to the foreman.
Here they come! For comfort.
Okay, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Fine. Oh, and I leveled up. Wow. Let's go ahead and get Intimidate up to 50 and do some other things here, like get Engineering up to 450 and Hack up to 60. Right, I can't get it up to 60. Yeah.
Hi there. Sorry, this area is off limits to port vision. Oh, wait half a second. You're the inspector.
I am.
Sorry about that. I'll buzz you right in.
Thank you.
Feel free to have a look around, sir.
Thank you very much.
Hey, you think they keep any spare parts down here? Just wondering.
Okay, so we need to get up and talk to the lady. Indeed. Hello, Ella?
You're the inspector, aren't you? Boss Kincannon said you'd be by about the cargo that's been going missing. Gosh, this is so neat. A real-life inspector. What's that like? Have you solved any mysteries yet? Ever had to shoot a suspect?
I've had to take down a few perps, yeah.
Perps? Just like a real inspector. Right, so the missing cargo. How can I help your investigation?
What's the culprit been stealing?
That's the weird part. There's no pattern, far as I can tell. The thefts don't make sense. I ask you, who would steal a handful of Spacer's Choice Sabers, so dull they can barely cut mud, but leave the spectrum black? Ugh. Who'd be desperate enough to want to steal a Spacer's Choice Saber, full stop?
Sounds like our perp's not fencing the stolen goods.
Yeah, probably not. No one's dumb enough to think Spacer's Choice Sabers are worth half a damn. Then there's the most recent theft, 5 boxes of pens and a couple of sodas. I can't decide which one's sadder.
I see what you mean about there not being a pattern.
Well, I'm no inspector. If there is one, I'm sure you'll find it.
Who has access to the cargo?
Everyone here at Freight Storage and Processing, for a start. Thing is, the cargo is going missing before the shipments even get to the warehouse. Best I can figure, it's probably getting lost in the shipping yard.
Interesting.
As for who has access there, Benton Chan, he's the shipping yard manager. He told me it's mainly just the loading automechs that handle cargo.
I'll have a look around the shipping yard then.
That's Benton's area, but don't bother asking him for help. Last time I asked him to check the automechs, the hull head told me he couldn't help because he was dead.
Thanks for the heads up.
It won't bother him any if you have a look yourself, though. Hopefully, you're mechanically inclined.
I can be. Any idea why someone would want to bug Cedric's office?
Maybe they're keen on cashing out and want to go as painfully as possible. I don't know. Boss Kincannon's office is where he holds most of his meetings with important folks like Miss Helen. Just about all negotiations happen in his office, too. Vendor pricing, major purchase orders, rentals for construction projects, you name it.
Okay, that's enough for now. Thank you.
Oh, before I forget, I figured you might want to access my terminal, so I had a spare keycard made. It's all yours.
Okay. You are refreshingly well prepared.
I wish you were being sarcastic.